I've heard that somewhere, or maybe I made it up in a dream. I don't know. I can't attribute it anywhere, but it's something that, I always follow because you see, oh yeah, I got like a $3 million business, but then you're actually broke. And I think it's to
Yeah,
your point, people are not paying attention to the variable and the fixed cost, or they're just paying attention to the growth and say, I'm making all this money, but they're burning it elsewhere in different parts of their business and not paying attention. Rent tripled and not accounting, all these other things, and they're looking at the wrong piece because the P&L has multiple lines for a reason. You're right. There's a couple
absolutely.
bellwethers, a couple ratios you need to look at, but
Yeah.
there's got multiple lines for a reason. And I agree with you that it has to be the most important thing, particularly people go crazy with their ad cost. For example, like cost per lead, my lifetime value, my CAC versus the LTV ratio. CAC is cost of customer acquisition to LTV lifetime value. These are all true cost of ownership, buying something more expensive, less variable cost long term, higher capital upfront. But oftentimes what they don't do is they don't take that same level of rigor on their financials.
Yeah, it should go the other way, right? Like you should get the financials dialed in first before we start getting into minute, calculations related to return on marketing. We need to get those finances in place. And I love that. The revenue is vanity, profit is, did you say
Sanity.
sanity?
Sanity.
And then I would throw in the third one, which you alluded to earlier, where it's cash is king.
Cash is king.
Because, you look at the third layer and everything around the financial model and profit, if you aren't collecting the revenue that you're generating, you don't have any cash, right? And
Yeah.
and maybe let me just hop into cash for a second, as an add-on to the profitability, because this is one of the challenges I see with many of the business owners we work with. If we're only meeting with them annually, which is the majority of the case, business owners aren't that interested in their finances, although they should be. We meet with them annually. We go over a financial review of how their year performed. One of the questions people will ask is, well, Bob, you're showing that I made $100,000 this year. And I say, yeah, it was a great year from a profit standpoint. They're like, yeah, but I don't have $100,000 in my bank account. Where did that go? And we look at the cash flow statement and we go back in and we go, well, you had a really successful year, plumbing business. You started to accumulate that $100,000 in your bank account, and then you went and paid for a vehicle. You went and paid cash for a vehicle because you didn't talk to me about it, and I would never recommend that. Use the bank's money to acquire these assets, and keep that cash in your bank account. But you went and you did that, and then you took, $20 or $30,000 out yourself. And then all of a sudden we get to the end of the year. Those really aren't upfront deductions in your business. You've got a big tax bill. Now you're out of money.